Okay, here we go. Billboard Chris. This video exposes the madness and lies of trans health professionals. Joanna Olson Kennedy, who runs the biggest gender clinic in the world at the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, says an 18-month-old toddler knew they were transgender. That's how fucking crazy these people are. Okay.
The number of transgender people probably hasn't changed, but young people are finding that it's safer to be who they are.
The youngest that I've ever heard somebody express their gender identity being different than their assigned gender is 18 months old.
From the age of about 2, they're brought in, and some are encouraged to do a social transition.
At just 11 years old, she is the brave and beautiful new face of a child born in the wrong body.
Just gotta pause it there for a second. She said, child born in the wrong body. How does that come out of your lips? How do you even say that without embarrassment? A child born in the, how is it possible to be born into the wrong body in the first, like, how is that possible? It's your body. It's the only body you have. How can it be the wrong body? This is the lunacy that you've got these people spouting. I mean, this is mainstream now. Anyway.
The media, instead of just saying, wow, okay, you're just playing around, or it's not a big deal, or maybe you're gay, they rush them to the gender clinics.
We have the largest trans youth clinic in the world.
They are expressing their identities more openly and presenting for medical care.
Puberty blockers at age 12, however, where you're given a chance to get that time that you need to see if it is a real phenomenon, yes, that makes a lot of sense.
She's talking there about blocking puberty, blocking the healthy development of a child's body. That's what she's talking about. She's talking about how beneficial that is.
Associated with puberty blockers, including less bone density. One study showed reduced spatial memory.
I got my first blocker and testosterone shots at 13 years old.
This does not alleviate symptoms of gender dysphoria.
That, by the way, here was Chloe Cole. Her parents were told that if she didn't transition and go on puberty blockers, she would kill herself. That's what her parents were told. That was the option that was given. They said either have a live son or a dead daughter. That's how immoral and insane it is. Let's continue.
And testosterone shots at 13 years old.
This does not alleviate symptoms of gender dysphoria. It does not improve psychological functioning in these children.
The high suicide rates amongst trans-identified adolescents, and they basically said, would you rather have a dead daughter or a live son?
Had you expressed any suicidal ideation to anyone?
No, and it was at 15 that I went under the knife to get my mastectomy.
The boys can have their genital surgeries from about 16, and there's some hint that it might even be 15.
Hello, knock, knock.
Hello. What's up?
How we doing?
How's my wonderful family?
Good to see you.
There are, I think, more than 50 in the United States, pediatric gender clinics funded by multimillionaires who may themselves be transgender or are transgender.
Jazz has had a very difficult surgical course. She had a very incredible first surgery. It went seemingly very well, but there were problems.
Why are you cutting there?
Right here?
Yeah, why?
Because it's scar, Jess. I don't like it.
Yeah, but there's scar everywhere. If you don't have to cut this, why would you cut?
This is what the WPATH standards of care are all about. They're consensus.
Acting like this is all perfectly normal. And by she talked about WPATH there. That's the World Professional Association for Transgender Health. There's what's called the WPATH files that were leaked to Michael Schellenberger. I made a video on it. Subscribe to the channel, and you can check out that video. This is the internal communications of WPATH, including Zoom meetings. And it is truly shocking just how obvious, even they seem to know that it's all just complete pseudoscience and that they're making it up as they go along. And not only that, but they're admitting that the children can't possibly consent. They're not cognitively capable of understanding what they're doing and what it will mean for their future. And they still do it. They still do it anyway. It's completely insane.
This in science-based guidelines. It turned out tougher than any of us imagined.
lack of growth of the skin and other tissues, which we rely on as surgeons to do this operation. And we don't have the experience of having said we've done 50 of these.
I have 100% of people who've had genital surgery have had post-operative depression.
I told my mom. I kind of just broke down crying to her one night about how this was the biggest mistake of my life.
Something that I always talk about.
They tell you that you're far right, that you're a fascist if you're against this. If you even just just say like, hey, perhaps you should slow down on this. Do you know everything you need to know about this? Is this ethical? Can children actually consent to these life-changing things? These things that seem likely to ruin their lives. You know, sterilizing them, mutilating them, any of that. You are far right. You are you're a bigot. Well, here's one actually about detransitioners, which, I mean, there's going to be a lot of them.
I am now 20 years old. I started medically transitioning at 16. I got a double mastectomy before I was on hormones. And then a few months later, I was put on testosterone. This isn't the solution. Destroying my body, my life. I was a teenager. I didn't know better.
I'm sad for myself, of course, but I'm sad for humanity and the children. I'm angry. What's gonna happen to the kids and the youth? And there's so many, there's so many. When we get 30, 40-year-olds that are going to be like, what the did I do when I was 16 or whatever, and you can't go back. I really, really hope that all these professionals get their friggin' karma, because I know that some of them don't realize and some of them might be brainwashed and whatever, but some of them know exactly what they're doing.
I really feel like some people in the trans community and the trans medicalists and the doctors really, really target the most vulnerable of us. I have borderline personality disorder, and I know for a fact that this is the reason for my transition.
It's heartbreaking to watch this. It is so heartbreaking that society failed these people so horribly, so monumentally, that just good people said nothing. They were afraid of being called names. And that is why this persists, because good people who know better are afraid of being called names.